come from? What's the difference for
Dharamraj is only for non-initiates.
Right.
Dharamraj is a being
Right.
like us in the astral plane, in the sub-astral. He works in the lower part of astral plane called sub-astral, and he is having a huge computer in front of him in which he calculates what you have done now. All that I was telling, how the karma operates, he's a guy in charge of that. He is one of us, a soul, who by his karma has become Dharamraj. And he is there for a limited time. He will be Dharamraj for, say, 10,000 years. And after that you come back as a human being or even in lower forms of life. So there is no guarantee that because you have become one of those people, you will be automatically going up. This is what Krishna tells Uddhav, his childhood friend, not Arjun. Arjun was the prince. In Gita, he talks to Arjun about high values. But in his childhood, he is telling Uddhav, telling Uddhav, that's what they repeat the word, Uddhav karman ki gat nyari se. Karman is very strange. Karma is not understood easily. And then he explains that there is an ant crawling there. Uddhav, you can see this ant crawling here. Once this very ant was Brahma, the creator of this universe. Once this very ant was Indra, the head of one of the big heavens in the astral plane. Because of his karma, when he finished those terms, he's an ant today. Therefore, karma is so powerful. The main thing in karma that makes this so much of a trap is you cannot undo it. You cannot atone for it. You cannot say, I have done a bad karma, let me do good karma. That's only for the Pandits and the Swamis and the Granthis. We'll do atonement for you and save you from all your sins. No, sins are punished. Good deeds are rewarded. You can get a great reward and you can still be punished. You can have heaven and hell both after one life. So therefore there is no atonement and each event operates on its own. And that is why they say that the karma can make you into an ant, and karma can make you into the creator of this universe. These are all souls like us. But there is one power that is not a soul, which overrides all the souls in these three worlds, and that power we call Kal. Have you heard of Kal? And Kal is described in most of the spiritual literatures, including Granth Sahib, that Kal is holding us in sway. What is Kal? What's the meaning of the word Kal? Time. Time has no soul. Time is a function. And yet, the creation of time is what led to the whole creation of these universes. Time is overriding everything at this time. If there was no time, we would all be in Sachkhand. Right now, it's time which creates space is here. It's time that creates space, and time-space becomes one thing according to Einstein and according to other authors who say that we understand that time and space are together. It is together. That time itself creates space. So what comes first, space or time? We can go inside and find out. Time came first and created space. So this Kal is time in which we are trapped and runs the whole universe on that principle without it being a soul. It does not change. It's always there. On the other hand, the creators of these different universes are souls who by their good karma take on those positions. Different ranks are given to them. When their term is over, they come down to the next level by their karma. Karma is so powerful. It's applying to everybody. And it's relentless. The karma, mystics come here, masters come here, perfect living masters come here, and they adopt the law of karma and follow it in their own bodies, in their own self. Somebody wrote an email to me, how can a master have a karma? He comes from beyond the mind. And I said, he adopts a mind, adopts sensory systems, adopts a body like ours, and picks up the karma of that package in which he operates. What is a perfect living master? He is a human being with karma, with birth and death, with illness and eating a food like anybody else, doing everything like anybody else. The only difference between a perfect living master and us is his awareness is in all 5 regions at the same time. And ours is not. Ours is locked into one. And ours remains locked into one till we reach that stage. And that stage can only be reached with the help of a perfect living master. All others can take you to different stages, and at that time only one stage will be real. People who get some experiences of spiritual realization, they see one realization and they think that's it. We found the truth, now this is untruth. And when we come back here, they're telling us about the truth. Who are they telling if this is untrue? Do you realize there was a Indian Swami who came to America. His name was Vivekanand. You might have heard his name. Vivekanand went to Chicago about 120 years ago, and he spoke in the World Conference of Religions. He was picked up by an American lady. He was just sitting on the stone somewhere, and she said, "Oh, he's very intelligent, he talks English." So he gave a talk. He talked more than once in that World Congress of Religions. On the 3rd day, he said, "I have been telling you that this world is Maya, Mithya, illusion, unreal. If I am saying this world is unreal, then I must be unreal also. How come an unreal person is telling unreal people about the truth? How is that possible?" Then he answered this question. He says, "It is true. What you are watching as Vivekananda is also an illusion, with one difference. The rest of the illusion is holding you back, attaching you here. And this illusion is telling you to go back outside of illusion. And that's its role." So he made a good point. Perfect living masters are coming in a world in which everything is being projected from our consciousness. They are also projections from our own consciousness. Their reality is inside, not outside. We don't see inside. So we see outside. So while our reality is a physical reality, we go after them and say, "This is a perfect living master." When we withdraw attention and see their reality was inside, it was our own projection to see them outside. We can't see them inside, therefore we see them outside. But the more deeper you go, the deeper you go into your meditation, the more you discover that the perfect living master was a great actor wearing a mask, disguise. Barupia. You heard of the word Barupia? You know what is a Barupia? Barupia, there used to be entertainers in India, and they were called Barupias. They would put on a disguise and say, "Guess who we are." If you guessed right, you gave them 5 rupees for their costume. And if you couldn't guess, you gave 50 rupees for their misleading you. For example, police officer will come to your house. "I believe they have a challan against you." "Oh, sorry, what did we do?" 50 rupees. "Why? I am not a police officer." "You took me to be a police officer." Those entertainers, they say masters are like Barupias. And I'll tell you one embarrassment I had from this Barupia thing. That my father took me to a Hakim in Hoshiarpur. The Hakim's dispensary or his clinic was in an area just beyond the red light area. You know what is the red light area? Red light area is where those prostitutes live, and those women who try to seduce you for money or something. And when he was taking me there, one woman comes out. I was a very young man. One woman comes up, grabs me by the arm and says, "Good to see you again." I said, and my dad said, "Oh, these things happen in young age." I said, "No, I never seen this woman." I felt so bad. I never saw her. "What do you mean you never saw me?" "I saw you, you came." And she insisted, so I felt so bad. I said, "How could it have possibly happen this?" And my father said, no, in young age, people, can make these mistakes. "Don't worry, I am very liberal in this thing." I said, "Dad, I don't know at all." Why are you after me? And he came here. Next day, a sadhu comes. A sadhu comes to house. I'm going to the Himalayas and give me 50 rupees. He said, why? For yesterday. So what do you mean for yesterday? I was that woman. These are the entertainers, these Barupias. They say they wear disguises. Perfect living masters wear a disguise. You can't see who they are. They are hidden. They are hidden inside. They are the whole of Sat Purush in human form, which we can't possibly understand. That the Creator himself should be present in this physical world and clothed himself like an totally ordinary person is so unbelievable and so difficult to absorb that we gradually understand who they are as we make progress on the spiritual path. And eventually we find that their awareness was that of totality, of Sat Purush all the time when they were here, even with us. So that's why their influence even in this hiding, they covered themselves, all these disguises, but their effect is still on the people, especially on the marked souls for whom they have come. The marked souls are touched by them, even though marked soul says, this is a very powerful person, I have had this experience. Others will say, he's just an ordinary guy, what are you talking about? It must be your own mind telling you this. So they operate in such a way that in spite of the disguises they wear, the marked souls are touched by them and they are pulled by their unconditional love, which takes them beyond the mind.